Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. So, I'm getting on here. It is Sunday, and I do not have a finished object to show you. It's really close to getting to where I need it to be. I've had to change the pattern many times, including this last little round, in which I decided to, after 96, I knew I needed 2 more rounds, but I wanted to go ahead and get the pink on there. And so I've placed it down with pins. I haven't sewn it on because I've got 2 more. I got 1 more increased round to get to 102, and then I start the fringe. And I was going to turn it inside out, but I decided not to. I placed a little bit of area, 4 stitches, to have in that area so I can do the fringe as I'm going around the regular way. And so that I'm going to do. But I got 1 more whole round, and then the spike is spike, not fringe. Why am I saying fringe? Okay, well, making the last spike. And then I have to adjust how I have this so that the spike presents well. I might have it pulled up a little too high in this right here because there's an area right here where I want it to be at. So it's just a little bit of placement issue that I didn't do right. And so I have him pinned on there. Yeepy doop. Can you see him? No. Ah, there. There. He's better seeing now. Have him pinned on there, and then he's not sewn on either. He will be the last to be sewn on. That is what I've decided, that it would be better to sew the pink on first before I sew him onto the pink area. Get him placed really good to where he's coming out of his conch shell. Yeah. And so, I always have to pull these little spikies down. But, and it looks better after I do that. But the last spike is coming. It has 4 stitches to make it on. But I had to 1 more round and then that. And so far it's going to be a good day. We do not have my great niece Natalie today. Her mommy is not working. My phone made a bleep bleep. No, just Snapchat. I don't pay attention to Snapchat. Anyway, so here he is. Hold him for a second. Maybe that'll be one that will show. Let's see what happens. Anyway, so it's not going to come under that. This part is not going to come under the pink. I'm not going to make it under it. But let me undo him. These 2 are needles that I have. I don't use for anything, so they're not rusted. They're not too fat. They're skinny ones. And then I have these pins, these straight pins in here to hold it down. And so I'm just going to show you how I did this, how I crocheted it around. And I was on an increase round. I was increasing from 90. Oh wait, yes, I'm going to 102 and then to 108. I spoke it wrong. Okay, this was 100. No. 114. See, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, no, 112? 108. Yeah, 114. Going to 114. See? This is how I've crocheted it in, and I increased. Now, there is something that if I would want to put a tip in, if you're making this, and I've written a book, and you're making it, the tip is use the same weight of yarn. If you have a 3 weight that's on the lighter side, almost a 2 weight, and you have a 4 weight that's on the lighter side and barely a 3 weight, they're not going to be the same weight. And if they're not going to be the same weight, it's not going to be as easy to crochet them together. And that is what I have had to fight with. So when I increased on the it's like a purpley gray. It's called Crystal. It's Pound of Love. It wasn't the color I was expecting it to be. because on their website it looked like a brighter lavender. It wasn't. It was like a color. Not my favorite, but I'm using it for the conch shell because my mom wanted me to. I would have rather had the yellow. But anyway, I didn't do yellow. I did this color. So I did not increase when I was doing this one. This one has 38 stitches and this has the increase. And I increased it, it made it to the 42 spot on this one, on that side, but not on this one. So anyway, hopefully you will just see conch shell. Which will it pick up and do? This is a very, very short video. I don't have much else. I will work on the crab after I finish this one, or maybe, okay, some of these stitches are a bit tight. All these stitches are a bit tight. I crochet very tightly. And sometimes some yarns make it harder to crochet that tightly, and I do it anyway. Therefore, I start hurting in my wrist. My arthritis starts bothering me. And when I do that, then I have to take a little bit of a break. Now, if I also do it so tightly and for so long that my back starts hurting me, and ever since I fell in December of 2021, my back has hurt me. And so, if I make my back hurt, the lower back especially, if I make my lower back hurt, and standing on my feet for too long makes my lower back hurt as well. But if I make my back hurt, I have to take a day off and rest to get back to where I can do crochet again, because I don't need to be in pain constantly. And I've gotten longer times of being able to sit and crochet in this chair when I'm not crocheting too tightly. But it does make a difference in how long I can crochet for if I really wear myself out. And tell me, this part right here was very difficult, but I did it. So if this pattern that I'm making will definitely be an advanced, and I need to write a pattern for an octopus because people keep asking, and a new pattern for a jellyfish and not use the one that I was given. But I don't want it to be like everybody else's, so it has to be a little different. Octopuses are not big, round, and fat, by the way. Think about that. I had to look at pictures of octopuses and think about how I want that octopus to look. It may be that I make its body more of a cylinder rather than a circle. And that would be the octopus. As for the jellyfish, maybe I'll have to make him look like he's flatter jellyfish. And he definitely won't have the same center. But anyway, this is all thought in my mind. But first I'm going to crochet what I've already gotten written. And that would be the crab, the clam, and the dolphin are already written. Now, every time I start crocheting the first one of each of my writings, it does change the pattern. The pattern gets changed according to how I feel it needs to go. Like this one did. Oh boy, did it. Anyway, what I discovered is this. I made this really huge. So, anyway, putting it down. He says bye-bye. And bye-bye. And bye-bye. I'm going to go ahead and make this a short video and say bye-bye because there's nothing else that I need to talk about, or that I think I know to talk about, other than that box over there with these papers. They have Mom's scrap paper in it. She likes to make cards. And so, yeah, that's all her card making stuff. Even right here where you can't see, some of her dies. And put that back. And my great nieces Ella and Josie came over the other day, and Ella was like playing fine. Mom had put away the die cutter that's down that way. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it. It's off screen. It is way off screen. It's just barely off screen. It's on a table, little table that she pulls towards her. But, so anyway, I don't know where she got those pencils from. She has pencils on top of it. But anyway, the youngest, Josie, wanted to make a card for her teacher. And her older sister, Ella, didn't really want to make a card. But Mom had some stuff in here already that she'd cut out that she was able to help her make a card without having to get her die cutting machine out. Anyway, so she had fun making a card. And when I was doing my soap making stuff, I used that machine to make my labels. But now I'm not making soap anymore. I kind of stopped making soap in the fall. I stopped making soap in 2020. Really in the summertime is when I stopped. I made some in the spring before the pandemic really took effect. And then when the pandemic came and our festival was canceled, I went ahead and stopped. I had already been having problems with the heat, and was also making lip balm and wax melts and candles, and the heat was melting those things a little bit, and it was just too hot for that. And so I'm focusing on trying to build up my supply of amigurumi and try to take my amigurumi to a market. But I know that I need to find some. The turtles are good. Cheaper, smaller things to make, to sell at a cheaper price, where the more expensive ones can also be there for people to see. And I'm going to have a theme of sea, but I'm going to have the dolls and the mermaid. Mermaid's part of the sea theme. And I'm going to have, birds. I made a bird pattern. I don't know how well I wrote that pattern. It was a complicated one. And I tried to put it into a PDF file. I don't know how successful I was at that, making it into a PDF file. I think I had it zipped for some reason. And I know at first I did have a PDF file because I sent it to my Kindle through a PDF file because I made the pattern so large that it wouldn't send to my Kindle in one file until I put it in the PDF. And so I know that I had it in a PDF file. So, but as to reaching and getting the PDF file through Google Chrome, that wasn't as easy. Now I'm told Google Drive is what can help me with that, and I definitely am looking and working with that a little bit more. But first, I need to get the patterns down pat and figure out how to word them properly. I don't want to have to redo everything over again if I'm wording it wrong. I need to word it correctly where the other people will understand what I'm saying and not just me, myself. Me, myself, and I. I don't want to be the only one to understand what I wrote. And the way some of us think it might be. Some things, I've seen different ways people have worded things, so I want to make sure that I word it in the easiest way. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say bye now. Would you please like, subscribe, and comment below. Below. Yeah, anyway, I'm in a good mood today. So, bye now.